Hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today is our episode 178. Let's talk about the fears and the magic of entrepreneurship. How many of you, let me comment under our video, let me know if you are entrepreneur already, or some of you maybe still having your employment. And how many of you are still in corporate world? How many of you already in entrepreneurship? If you are in entrepreneurship, how many years have you been in this magical world? Let us know. Okay, so we know that, and I will always give a reply to all the feedback or the comments, and let's have that conversation because this is a super interesting topic today. And by the way, I would thank my son, and during his summer internship, he suggested some topics for me and did research. I think, oh, quite interesting, right? Think from a different perspective about those fears and also about the magic part of entrepreneurship. So I'm super happy today I could combine all this kind of related topic to share with you. And honestly, I would say that from my bottom of my heart, I believe everyone should be entrepreneur. No matter if you are still maybe working in corporate, or maybe you're even very satisfied with your development, right? Like your for example, some people would prefer a big stage. They love a corporate already have so many resources, especially international companies, because I personally had that kind of experience. I worked over 13 years in corporates. Most of them are international bigger companies, so I did enjoy that kind of a big stage. And at the same time, I also during that time, I actually did not never thought about I would become an entrepreneur one day. But once I get into another world, because you never know what you don't know, right? So once I get into this entrepreneurship world, I've been the abundance thought leadership coach for 15 years. So now it's two more years than my corporate life. So when I compare two world, almost similar, right? It's over dozens of years of experience in corporate and then in entrepreneurship. If you ask me which one I would choose if I knew that, I would say I do not regret any of my previous experience. All of them are valuable because I did enjoy a majority of my corporate experience at different corporations, from like a Bank of China in the headquarters in Beijing and to the US. I also before that, before I came to the US, I also worked in an international company based in the US, but they had international offices in China, in other countries, including Beijing, right? So I enjoyed those experiences because it's all different. I enjoy that kind of diversity, enjoy that kind of a corporate experience, and I learn from other, let's say from other colleagues, from the companies and their mission, their company's presence, and their businesses, products, and training, everything. But then I get into entrepreneurship. I would say I now even appreciate my entrepreneurship even more because this is definitely I feel like I'm called to become. Once I fully enjoyed this world, I would never come back to the previous world. It's just even though I know there are still quite some attractive positions and companies, right? But I believe that I just want to be an entrepreneur. I just want to, really fully enjoy my entrepreneurship. And maybe in the future, I was thinking that maybe for example, some for universities and UN, that's maybe only two places I may want to have some presence and to do some contributions to cooperate with them, to do some either a lecture or say consultation or coaching. But majority of the time I want to keep to be the entrepreneur. So today let me share with you both about the fears and also the magic of entrepreneurship. Okay, so by the way, I know some of you are already entrepreneurs, so please share under the video what is your experience either with your previous corporates and now with your entrepreneurship. What's the any fears you experience, and then any kind of a magic and a great part you experience, and just share your experience, your insights with us, so that will make diverse I would love a different perspective. I would love different perspectives, different experiences, and that will provide better inspirations for our audience. Okay, sounds the deal. I would like a co-host with you. Okay, let's share from our own experience. So to me, why I would say what actually entrepreneurship is. So this basic question, what entrepreneurship is. How many of you would think entrepreneurship is like doing business and make money, da da da, right? And to me, it's actually I would fundamentally think entrepreneurship is more about, it's not just about like make money or be your own boss, right? It's not even just like being your boss. It's more like, I would say, be the owner and the controller of your own life and your career. I think that's the most important part. Entrepreneurship, it's like you have the control. You are the captain or you are the driver of your life and career. And that kind of a feeling I did not really have when I was working in corporations. Even though I was working in Fortune 100 company, right, like by the Wall Street, and I worked as the director for of the performance management and managing over 80. I remember over 80 countries of branches about their performance, and reporting to our president and VP about their strategic planning. It's quite a great like environment and a great practice, but still I did not feel like it's quite limited. I did not really have any mentors, and did not really have like that kind of a clear career path for growth. And there are still like let's say it's like you are part of the function. You just feel like you're just a function there. You're working there as a function, even though you are quite like talented. And quite like you have quite great thoughts, right? But you do not necessarily get the opportunity to express everything you have. And whatever you propose, you may have all these kind of obstacles, right? And different people and different like the company structures and the leaders and the managements, different let's say agendas, right? Different people have their different agendas. I would not say it's like bureaucracy or it's just like a hierarchy. It's more like yeah, it's because it's like people are driven by their own benefits, right? So it's not, you do not feel like that kind of a contribution or that kind of an impact, no matter what kind of position you have. Even I believe, like even from the VP or president, they will feel like quite limited, because a lot of time you feel like you are limited by your environment, by the company, by the structure, by whatever they are planning, right? So, and then they, by the way, they basically they are driven by the benefits, right? And to keep even though maybe they have a great mission, but it's still like driven by just benefits, and want to keep the company and not just survive but also like thrive. Entrepreneurship similarly, because it also like it's like you're running business, right? But the majority like is like, because entrepreneurship is like you as a person running your business. It's more not just like a business, it's more also about your personal, let's say your personal expression, your personal branding, your personal personality, your personal positioning. And it's more like your life itself. It's not just career and business anymore. How many of you would agree with that? So many people would say, oh, like for example, if you're working in a corporate, you would be like a 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 or 9 to 7, whatever, like a 8 to 7, whatever kind of a working schedule, right? And majority of the time people separate the life from their work. So during the weekends, if you're lucky, you can have a full 2 days weekend without any extra workload, and then but it's still like separate them, right? So oh, that's my work. Oh, now this is my life. And that's actually, I feel like it's a little bit like a pity, and it's like a tragedy as well. Like a majority of people is like it's like they push away their work. That's my work, right? It's whatever stay there. And now finally they get time to either like during nighttime or like weekend time, but it's much less than work time, right? So they say, oh, finally I get my life back. So people have separate life. It seems like in the work time, when they work for other people, they are just there to earn the money, to make a living. And the majority of people would be that, right? Or maybe like a fewer percentage, much less, like would say 5 to 10% of people who are satisfied with their job. They feel like they are contributing their efforts. They are also getting great reward from their work, right? That kind of people are lucky, not so many. And they would think they would enjoy the work. That's great, right? But the majority of people are still like separated their work and their life. But to our entrepreneur, really like if you are really entrepreneur, okay, not just like a business owner, or not just like let's say you are doing your business, then you get back to your life. To us, especially for our life changers, right, for our coaches, our consultants, our experts, we are using our life to build our business. So we're building our brand, our personal brand, our business brand, and our let's say our legacy, right? Our impact. So this is like a business is part of our life as well, and our life is part of our business. And I totally enjoy it, and so I majority of the time I could not say what's the difference. What's the difference, right? And when people are talking about when those people who are working in the companies, they're talking about they want to retire after, let's say in China, they're lucky, right? They retire after 50. Can you imagine that after 50? And but in the US now, the official retirement time, it's at least 59 and a half, right? And if you want to get your full amount of social security, you need to be like a wait till 67, and that age is even further delay to like a more older years in the future if the social security have does not have enough money funds there, right? So for us entrepreneur, if I feel like it's more we are like we never need a retirement because like I'm doing what I love to do, and every day I'm just enjoying it, and it's part of my life. Why should I stop doing it, right? So and that making my every day's entrepreneurship makes my life filled with meaning, filled with joy, filled with creativity, everything like that. So why should I stop it, right? So that's a enjoyment part. And that's also my understanding about the entrepreneurship is really like be the owner and the controller of your life and your career, right? And so you are the designer. You are the designer. That's the best part, right? Designer of your life and career. Wonderful. So now, how about the fears? How many of you, for example, I know entrepreneurs will still have fears, right? And how many of you who have not started your business yet, have not become an entrepreneur yet? How many of you, I know, I talked with so many people, I know many of them, they want to become entrepreneur, but because of their fears, sometimes their fears are bigger than their desires. So they hesitate, they just stuck in there. They never really get their feet wet, right? To into entrepreneurship because they feel like, I do not want failures. And they feel like entrepreneurship needs a lot of money or time and energy. I could not afford that. And also they would think that, let's say, oh, entrepreneurship is so difficult. You need to do the marketing, you need to do the sales, you need to talk with people, and you need to make money. All these things like overwhelming to them. How many of you be honest? Okay, be honest to raise your hand or like comment under video to let us know what's your fear, what's your top fear. I'm just curious about what's your top fear to become entrepreneur. And for our existing entrepreneurs, what's your fear? What's your top one fear, right? I know majority of people they said the challenge is they could not get continuous customers, right? It's like feel like it's so difficult to get our customers, paid customers. So that's almost like top fear or like a challenge. Maybe sometimes people do not call it like a fear. It's not a fear anymore. Fear majority of the time is like a failure, right? Majority of the time it's failure, but because you do not have enough clients, so you fear about your failure, and the challenge is about without enough clients, right? So that's totally understandable because I experienced all those, including like worried about even though it's not like an obvious fear, but I know that I worried about how come if I could not really make success from my entrepreneurship, and does that mean like all these years of efforts will be like wasted, right? I'm concerned about that a lot, and previously. And time from time, I would say such kind of like concerns and some of the obstacles may still visit me time from time, but less, I would say less and less than before. And I will share with you a secret in quite a moment how you can enjoy it, okay? Even though you may still have some fears. Oh, I forgot, some people are even like a fear about public speaking, remember? Like this familiar enemy, like and they said this is like including like marketing or everything, right? You need to be present and you need to like speak up to people, and they are afraid of it. And now very interesting, in my let's say high school alumni, we were talking about now it's our high school back in my hometown in China, southwest Sichuan province in China, and my high school is celebrating its 100 years birthday, and is asking our alumni to contribute with, for example, our overseas alumni to contribute a short video so that they can compile into one big video, right? So, but some like alumni even nervous about creating like even like a greeting video. How I was wondering like how did they live all these years overboard, right, and overseas and abroad to do either their work or business, and then they're not to just shoot a video for a greeting. So I definitely appreciate now the internet, the social media like TikTok, everything, and to enable so many more and more people to get out of their comfort zone, to become like they call that like a media kind of it's kind of a content creator, right? Like I know in English we call content creator, but in like in Chinese they call different way. It's just like everybody could become like say like a major role, right? Or like an actor or actress in your own little movie. I feel actually that's a great trend for people to free themselves. But a majority of people are still have this kind of fear, right? Do not want to do video. They do not want to have that kind of a public exposure. Totally understand, because I experienced all those at the beginning. I was not like feel comfortable to do the live video in front of a camera, like without preparation, right? And even for today, I did some brief preparation, but quickly, just within minutes. And but the majority of people have this kind of fear. So just be honest. What's your fear? Share with us. Be honest. Why not? Just like by sharing, sometimes it's a great discovery for yourself. I hope today with our sharing, and I could invite you to do some self-discovery, and that I, I believe will free yourself by the end. Okay, and just follow with us, and we will have more sharing. And I just want to have some conversation with you. The more you want to engage and to share, the better will do your benefits, because this is like a fully like a free coaching for you. Okay, because we charge hundreds of dollars for just 1 hour, and now you can get a free coaching. I would definitely encourage you to fully present and engage. Okay, so comment with your fears. What's your top fear about entrepreneurship? Are you already an entrepreneur or not? If you are already an entrepreneur, and what's your fear? And you have not get into entrepreneurship, what's your top fear to become an entrepreneur? Are you ever like dreaming about to become an entrepreneur, and at least become like the owner and the controller of your life and career? Let us know. Okay, that will be a great interesting conversation. And now next, it's like how can we overcome let's say overcome all these kind of fears. The first thing I would remind everybody to do not just look at the destination, because so many people, they just say, oh, I need to be successful to be entrepreneur, right? So they just want that kind of end result. Everybody just like want to take that shortcut, jump into the future, say I just want to be the successful one. So they ignored through the journey. What's the true meaning of the journey? To be the owner, to be the controller, to actually be the creator of your life, the designer and the creator, right? To be the designer and the creator, be your life of your life and of your career. What would be that kind of experience? How much valuable would that kind of experience contribute to your life, to your life's quality, to your life's fulfillment? And including those ups and downs, right? Through the journey, if you change your perspective from looking at entrepreneurship as a destination, instead of worrying about if you will be successful or failure at the end, focus more on this journey. Through this journey, as an entrepreneur, we're just like a hiker. Let's say we're like a traveler or like explorer, adventurer, whatever you could call it, right? We are just like a student of life itself. Our whole life is a journey. Every day is a part of the journey. Every minute is a part of the journey, right? And every day matters. And the journey every day is like it makes sense that every day you experience it with your full presence to get the best let's say the best quality, the best learning, and the best discovery through the whole day. Wouldn't that be the most meaningful for you? And to me, it's like really, I feel like when you change your perspective to take the whole destination instead of worrying about failure or success, instead you focus on the journey itself, focus on every day, what you can learn, what you can discover, what even life lessons, right? You can get, including like a little like small failures you can get every day, actually contribute to us to become a greater person. You need to get into it to really experience it. to know how that feel, including like sometimes it's like a bitterness, right? And frustration and pain and that kind of a hardness and all this kind of like all this kind of struggling sometimes. But after you go through it, you will feel, wow, it's not as so horrible as I imagined, right? You need to get into it to really to really experience it, the full ounce of life and entrepreneurship as well. But I can definitely guarantee that entrepreneurship is really like a freedom. Let's say like I would call my son give me the topic is like about how the entrepreneurship is a fun, even though he's not getting into this fun journey yet, but he knows that when he was he's now like a freshman of college. He knows that when he was biking, he knows that's a kind of a freedom taste, that kind of when he was merged into like a nature, had the breeze, had the wind, had the sunlight while he was riding. He enjoyed that kind of freedom. He knew that's called fun, right? He felt that's fun, so that's why his favorite spots or like hobby is biking. So I'm happy that he found that kind of a like a hobby. It's very healthy hobby, and it's also like a can free him, right? And he can get outdoor instead of just the everyday focus on study or homework, whatever. And now he can have that time. And sometimes he ride with his friends, so it's a great social networking time as well, and to have a fun and great outdoor time with his friends. So think about our entrepreneurship similar as like maybe a biking journey. Oh, if you do not really like biking, think about some other journey. Any journey you feel freedom and fun. Comment under video. I'm curious to learn what kind of a journey so far you feel like it's both fun and freedom. I know majority of people would love to travel, right? I know many people would like say that traveling, especially like traveling is part of their freedom and fun. Can you give us an example, for example, a specific trip? Which trip you really enjoyed? I would say last year I had a whole family traveling. We went to the Silk Road with my parents when my father was still alive. So that's his last trip with us. A very one of a few very precious trips with us. So that's so far my favorite. And I feel like it's a blessing really at the end of my father's life, and God gave us that kind of opportunities with family because he and my mom divorced and they were not together. So my father married to another woman. She does not want us to gather together, right? So but anyway, God blessed that opportunity. We finally gathered and we went to the Silk Road. We rented our own like van or tourist bus and a tourist guide, and we had that 3 weeks of luxurious beautiful family time. Even though I know Silk Road is not very easy, right, compared with other easier like traveling. It's like a but it's like full of rich history and like a west side of the country in China, and also like it's just like the most important time is like a family time, right? That kind of fun time, that kind of like freedom time. I finally feel like even my father pitifully had that kind of a marriage, which really like harmed our whole family so much for so many years, right? We suffered for it. But for that time, I feel like, oh my God, thank God for that blessing for our family finally gather together and enjoy that kind of a very little but so like would live forever in my memory. It's just like that kind of beautiful family time. So truly appreciate that. So that's my token. It's also like my memory about fun and freedom of a journey. How about yours? Do you have your favorite like traveling or any journey that you truly enjoyed that bring that feeling of freedom and fun to you? So give us just a comment under the video. Let us know. Okay. So I hope everyone should have such kind of at least one memory of a time that you feel totally free and you feel like fun and enjoyable. Okay, so let's have that. And now like entrepreneurship is similar to that. To me, it's total 15 years of entrepreneurship, even though there's many ups and downs, including like those you called failures in on the way, all this on the way, right? But I also received and also discovered so many, let's say like for example like flowers on the road, those tiny flowers, you feel like, wow, they are, even though maybe nobody noticed them, but you feel like that's a great rewarding to you. It's just like when you are in nature, right? When you're walking or hiking, you sometimes time from time you find, oh, here is a mushroom. Oh, this is a like a rare plant I've never saw seen before, right? So those little discoveries, that's a beautiful rewards for entrepreneurship. If I can use some metaphor to let you understand better. So for example, for the fun part of entrepreneurship, including the freedom, right? You are the boss of your time. You, like, for example, when friends ask me when you are available, I can tell them that during the work days I'm even more free than on weekends. On weekend I'm also free. Like, it's just like, but on weekend my daughter, like my kids, when they are off from the school, I need to spend more time to spend with them, right? It's like more family time, more my let's say my responsible family time, and also my committed love time as well. So but I definitely feel like that kind of freedom during work days. I'm more free, so I have my own schedules. I book on my own appointments. I allow whoever can book on my calendar for what kind of time slots I want to spend with. Right, so it's like I feel like I'm the controller of my time, and that's a big part, right? And who and also my own boss, so I do not need to report to any other boss, so I just report to myself and my God. And then my God is my best boss, and he's the most fair and loving greatest father. So don't you want to have such kind of boss, right? And especially you are your own boss. Don't you want to have your own, like, you can make the full decision for everything? That's it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And especially like in recent many years, I've been driving, seldom take that that kind of annoying New York City's subway, but occasionally I still take subway to go to Manhattan to attend the events, right? So when I sometimes watch around, people, majority people are still like they are taking subway as their major commuting way to go to Manhattan or go to other places to work. I will feel like really that kind of empathy for them, like, because they are not the owner of their life, so they have to. For example, by this time they have to take this kind of a crowded traffic and rush hour, right, and then squeeze them into the subway and get to the place they need to work. And they need to report to the boss, and maybe they never get sometimes they do not even get approval to go to, for example, their children's events, right? I feel like so blessed as an entrepreneur. I can go to almost, I never missed any of my children's events, big events, including their Boy Scout and Girl Scout big events. So that kind of freedom is priceless, right? Priceless. I would not exchange for that with anything, to exchange for that, right? To sacrifice my freedom, my control of my life. So that's the most important thing. And then all this creativity thing you can do through my entrepreneurship. I create every day, including, like, for example, today's topic I created, I plan for it. It's just like I set up this kind of a format and this kind of a theme, and I can do whatever I want to do. And every day I share the content I want to share, and I meet with people I want to meet. I make appointments with people who I want to, like, connect with, right? So all this kind of a initiation and also creativity, it's priceless. It's definitely priceless. And now it's also say, once I get into entrepreneurship, I feel like this kind of a learning is really priceless as well. For example, when you are in a corporate, how much time do you really think you can learn? I can barely had any time for reading. I barely had any time for, let's say, attending in other events. No events outside of that corporate, right? And almost barely, right? It's just like after the majority time of work, what other time do you have? You had barely enough time to spend with your family, spend with your loved ones. How could you, like, even have that kind of luxurious time for learning, right? So majority people, they do not read, they do not like attend other, like, events. Could be understood. Why? Because all these kind of limitations, right? Working for other people, and the most important thing is, like, after a long time working for other people, you lose motivation, you lose your dream, you lose your, because everything has become like, oh, this is out of my control, I have to do this, I have to do that. So you are not an owner anymore, and you sometimes because of tiredness, because of that kind of habit, right? You you do not even want to take initiation anymore, and you lose your creativity. And I could not imagine that kind of life. How could you be? And that's why now when I talk with some of my alumni, some of my old friends, I just feel like, wow, the gap is quite big, right? Because if people do not keep learning, do not keep the curiosity, do not keep exploring the outside world, they become smaller and smaller, narrower and narrower. And I just feel, my God, I have to change my friends. And it's just like if the friends are not learning, they are not growing, and you cannot really keep that long-time friendship anymore because it's not meaningful anymore. They could not barely can have any talk with you. They are not excited for anything you are sharing. They are not like sharing anything with you. What's that kind of friendship, right? You can just watch around. Are you such kind of a friend who is like losing the interest and curiosity to learn and to share, and even just like applaud to other people sharing? uh if you're such kind of a person, then be careful, right? If you do not want to get out of your comfort zone, you just get used to that kind of old track, you will become more and more boring, and you will become bored as well, and you will become less and less excited, and life every day is like a go routine. And that will be, wouldn't you think that will be quite a miserable life? What's the point of living life? To me, living life is really living to its fullest, to discover, to learn, including to fail. It's to fail, it's like it's okay, because you fail, you learn, you stand up, and then keep exploring. So all this kind of journey of entrepreneurship, ups and downs, to me is priceless. It's like a really great discovery. If you really, like I earlier mentioned about that kind of a perspective, take this journey, take it as a journey instead of a destination. So then everything happening on this journey, it's fine. It's just like if you go traveling any place, you are fine with anything happening, right? Sometimes like it's as you planned. Sometimes there's some things happening outside of your expectation, but you would be okay for that, right? Because it's traveling anyway. Just take our entrepreneurship as your traveling, the life journey itself as the traveling. So then be open, have your open mind, and to be okay with anything happening on this way, right? Including failures, including whatever shocking things are happening. I would now be calmly and peacefully and just re- let's say just like accept it, and then do my best and do my initiation, and to discover and to fully explore life and career and business as well. So that's a part of. And by the way, in addition to learning, uh lifetime learning, right, for entrepreneurship, the fun part, I would say, the fun part, and also including the unlimited earning part. For example, if you go to a corporate, any place, right, working for other people, they always give you a limit, let's say, negotiated price for you, right? So they would pay this for you, and every year you have to negotiate to say if they would like to give you a few percentage of increase, right? And maybe that's possible, but it's always limited, right? But here in entrepreneurship, there's unlimited potential for earning, and there's no ceiling. No ceiling. That's a great news for you, right? And you are your own controller and owner of your money journey. And I got what, no matter how much you want to earn, there's no limit, and it all depends on your own efforts. Nobody's giving you any limit. The world, or I would say the sky, is your limit, right? So that's a great feeling as well. And also, every day you're doing what you love to do. So that's very important to me. Do entrepreneurship not just for money, and not just for like become a boss, but for doing what you love to do. And including like when your business expand, you have a lot of like a aspect to handle, but still you need focus on doing what you love to do. And you may still have to do some parts that you do not fully enjoy, including for example, entrepreneurship, you manage different aspects, right? But when you expand your business and more capable, and you could leverage other people's resources, and to let other people do the parts you may not fully enjoy to do, right? I would not say that's like extremely, you can always do that, but at least like with when you develop, you will have more capability and possibility, right, to leverage more other resources and let yourself focus more on the enjoyable part. for me, like for example, I enjoy coaching, I enjoy connecting with people, I enjoy creating my creative content. So that's like the part I enjoy the most of my entrepreneurship. But the other parts now, especially for example, initially I also did not enjoy, like for example, marketing and sales part. I feel like, wow, that's too much. I do not want to force myself to like really sell to people. But more and more I just found now I'm serving people instead of like selling them. I'm more like providing opportunities, providing like services to them, and including from my content, from my training, everything. I feel like it's like serving people. So like in sales now, it's not sales anymore. It's more like even before my sales, I'm serving people without even like asking the return, right? And now this is more naturally for us to do the business. So I'm now enjoying it more. So marketing and sales is no problem to me anymore. It's because it's like I'm serving. And when you are doing a service, when you are really focusing on them instead of focusing on yourself, right? Then you forget about yourself and you are more focusing on the values you are providing. So then till that time, your marketing and your sales is organic. It's not like the traditional sales anymore, right? So it's like more enjoyable serving journey. And including now, like let's say do, and also very interesting, like I say, you have an unlimited potential to learn, right? To learn and also do what you love to do. And also like the joke, when you have your own business and when you are an entrepreneur, you could also save your tax. That's a part like being an entrepreneur could not do, because your W-2, it's, for example, in the US, your W-2 uh, report has already showed like how much tax you need give, right? But as an entrepreneur and a business owner, you can do what you love to do, but at the same time, like spend the money on doing what you love to do, and also those money spent for your business can also save you taxes. So that's a wonderful thing to as a, let's say, as a perks, right, or as a benefits to being an entrepreneur, monetary benefit. And now finally, how it could be more enjoyable as an entrepreneur. This is like, now I feel like when I started entrepreneurship 15 years ago, right? It's already like and now till today, 15 years later, I can see the trend of both like internet, now social media, right? And including ChatGPT and AI's, all this development is making entrepreneurship easier and easier, and I would say like more and more available to anyone, to everybody. So there's no excuse, as long as we see those, like even homeless people, where they have their cell phones. It's just like everyone has a cell phone. Well, everyone, I know in developing country not necessary, right? But I'm so happy now with social media. I see so many people from Africa, from like Kenya, so like a far away place, rural areas. People have their cell phones. They're shooting live videos. They're shooting like doing a small content to share on social media. That's so wonderful. It's a liberty. It's really like a liberty time era. There's no better time than now to become an entrepreneur, because all these kind of resources, the internet and the social media, the AI, ChatGPT, everything, and also the more opportunities because of those, right? The business opportunities are become more and more be easily to be accessible by us. So doing business, and sometimes international business and sometimes the domestic business, is become much easier, I would say, than ever before, right? And especially in the US, I would say, give example. I'm doing actually both types of business, right? In addition to my coaching business, and also I have a financial brokerage business. So both coaching business, both the two businesses are so now easy for people to start their own entrepreneurship. For example, for coaching, and like for my business, we provide the certificate, coaching certificate program as well. We have the program both coaching our clients, and also we can, for those interested clients who want to become an entrepreneur, especially want to become a coach, we provide the certificates, right? We have the training, we have the coaching, we have the coaching practice, and also the certification. So it makes it so simple. Within 1 year, you can become like a certified abundance coach, and they can do your own business with our continuous support to you. And with our 15 years, or more than 15 years of like entrepreneurship, and then more years of corporate, including Fortune 100 companies experience, including like a consulting, training, all this kind of experience, right? And then plus our coaching, we're supporting you to become successful in your coaching business. And in another side, in my financial brokerage business, this is even simpler because the platform is already built with hundreds of years of history, and with a robust company and the company's resources and the system and process, everything, and the partnership and the mentorship, and it's so cheap to start your business. And you could not imagine, wow, now doing business is so easy. So basically, and all this kind of a training and it's for free, and mentorship for free. I could not imagine any better time and opportunity than this to start your own business. So it's just like opportunities are unlimited as long as you would open your mind, would like to do some exploration, would like to change your perspective from the destination to be like the journey, to have more discovery, have more learning, open yourself to be like to become entrepreneur. To this will not just benefits like for you to do business, no matter if eventually your business you will be, no matter how successful or not, you will find the best reward you get is first like yourself. You become not just entrepreneur. Entrepreneur in another word is explorer. It's like let's say adventurer. Is pioneer. Is a lifetime learner. Right? Is a creator. Is like a coach. Is also like a mentor. Is like is a partner. Right? Is a friend. Is like a person with love to contribute to not just the people around you, but also contribute to the whole world. That kind of entrepreneurship, this will totally make like help you expand your identity to a bigger level, to a greater level. I would not like say, wow, I cannot imagine outside of entrepreneurship what thing else could enable and empower a person as this, right? So that's why today I want to share with you about all the fears and how to overcome the fears, and about the magic, the fun part, and all this kind of great benefits part, right, about entrepreneurship. So this is definitely a wonderful magical journey. I want to invite all of you to start. And by the way, I'm not saying that nobody should do the corporate, nobody should be employee, right? I'm not saying that, because this world needs to run, and this world needs still have employees. But if you really have this courage, you can even have, by the way, right, for to be more realistic, you can do your like employment, and at the same time to do your side business, to do the entrepreneurship, just explore, have to have some taste. Even that is great enough, right? At the like current time. And in the future, when you explore more, you feel like more independent, and you really, then you could evaluate better which part is better. Either you can still combine both ways, or you can choose to be full-time employee and or entrepreneur and also business owner. It's totally up to you. But the best suggestion is really like you need to try it. You need to have a taste of it. I would say a life without entrepreneurship experience is not a complete life. Are you with me? And it's just like sometimes I would say, oh, a marriage without pains and challenges is not a complete marriage, right? It's not a really like a complete love life. So now even like I'm not afraid of any, like including divorce, including whatever. I'm not afraid of it. I used to have a big fear about it, right? Because my parents experienced, so I had a big fear, for example, about my husband's betrayal, about the divorce, and now I'm free. I'm free in both life and business. I'm not afraid of any failures because they are all part of the journey. They are all part of our life experience, and they can all help me grow and learn, have that specific part of meaning and strengths for me to gain. So I hope today you get this message. So entrepreneurship, without entrepreneurship, a life is not complete. I hope every one of you would engage into entrepreneurship as either part-time or full-time, and especially even though you are an entrepreneur, this today's message I hope will encourage you enough to become a more engaged, passionate, fearless, and fully committed entrepreneur. Okay, so everyone, feel free to comment under my video. Let me know what's your inspiration from today, and what kind of fears do you have, and what kind of like inspiration you get, and you want to fully taste and explore entrepreneurship and the magic part of the entrepreneurship, let me know. Okay, I'm always here to support you through this journey as your friend, and we can have so much fun journey together. All right, thank you so much, everyone. We will look forward to seeing you again on this Thursday. We have a master class, live master class. It's for free to invite you to learn how to launch your online profitable and impactful business in 90 days, and also at the same time to help you to stand out as confident expert and thought leader in your field. All right, we'll see you inside the masterclass. Everyone, keep your momentum and keep creating your magical life and career. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.